in 1,135 episodes of this show. Holy smokes. It's been a long time. It's a lot of work from a lot of people. And a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but a lot of good fun. And this strong possibility that the show is over. Strong possibility.
Oh, no.
I am joined tonight by the great comedian Dave Landau.
Hello, how are you?
You want to scoot over this a little bit?
Oh, sure, whatever you want.
Then you look better on camera.
Thank you. Perfect. Is it good?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're here at the old studio. The old studio where it all began. Actually, it didn't begin here. It began in Jersey, but Raymond's hanging out too.
Wait, what's this new studio look like? I thought it was the same.
What's up, guys? And actually, I was planning on not doing a show at all. But
wait, did he set this up himself today? Oh no, because I see.
Long time. It's a lot of work from a lot of people. And a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but a lot of good fun. And this strong possibility that the show is over. Strong possibility. I am joined tonight by the great comedian Dave Landau.
Hello, how are you?
So he's not centered on camera. Uh-oh.
You want to scoot over this a little bit?
Oh, sure, whatever you want.
Then you look better on camera.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is it good?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're here at the old studio. The old studio where it all began. Actually, it didn't begin here. It began in Jersey, but Raymond's hanging out too. What's up, guys?
And then this camera's not level. Maybe that's intentional, though?
And actually, I was planning on not doing a show at all. But Dave's here. He traveled all the way here. I felt kind of bad that all of this begins to happen right when he's showing up, and I kind of was like, oh man, I don't screw Dave up.
You're fine. I'm good at ruining shows, so I'm perfect. I'm a great guest for you.
And Raymond was also here too, and I figured for what the conversation is going to be, because this is not going to be a news show, I figured it'd be good if you hung out, because you started as just like a fan of the show, yeah, and you super chatted every day, and then you came to work here. And there's a handful of people here who are like that. Yep. But
me too.
Yeah, Serge. Yep. Serge. And but you were sitting here already. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then no disrespect to Hannah Claire, who was here, but I really didn't want to shoot.
Wait, the boards behind him are fake? Is that true? I don't actually know.
Yeah, Serge. Yep. Serge. And but you were sitting here already. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then no disrespect to Hannah Claire, who was here, but I really didn't want to do a show, so I just said it probably would be better if you didn't work on the show tonight. And so apologies to Hannah Claire, because
Sam Cedar called you out today on behalf of his son. Link the timestamp. We'll watch this next.
She does a good job. But yeah, I think this might be the end. This might be the end. Cascade failure. We are well off. It is not a financial thing. We make a lot of money, but piece by piece, the structure becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes impossible to manage.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where we hit today. So it's like there's a series of, I'd never call out anybody personally or individually. No.
All right.
There's also legal ramifications to insulting employees.
Oh, that's true.
But I would just say that compounding, laziness. Yeah, that builds up over time, which adds more and more workload to me and Allison, to get to the point where we're just like, can't do it. And it's tough because we've this is not a for a lot of people, they're hearing this right now, like, holy crap, yeah, why is this happening? I was like, oh, we've been talking about this for months.
Yeah.
Wow, for Amaroni, thank you for the 10 gifted tier 1 subs.
And then it's fascinating because 3 months ago, we're going over finances, and I'll break it all down for everybody. We do really well. Our members, you guys seriously do sustain us, and that allows us to have what I would call a safe profit margin every month. That means we're capable, we're not worried.
Why is he saying, I'll break it all down, and then he's not going to break anything down? When he says we have a safe profit margin every month, he's making it sound like they're our expenses are 50K, but our profit is 70K, we do okay, right? Rather than the fact that he's probably making, I would imagine Tim scores an easy 7 figures a year in net, in net profit, not grossing, not before expenses. He probably nets a cool $1 million plus a year from this job, at least.
That if we have a bad month, people are gonna get fired, or anything's gonna shut down like that. And that's why I'm always we need members, so that we can try and make new things and grow and do bookings and make things good and better and all that stuff. And the problem is, even with all of that, without a proper CEO who isn't hosting the show, it's not possible.
Yeah, you have to have somebody to go to that's not you.
Yeah, and so
I've learned that on my own show.
And yeah, you need a hierarchy, like any business needs a hierarchy.
And we have that. I mean, we don't have that many people for his company.
Oh shit, Tim honestly talking business and not dick sucking on some stupid shit.
Yeah, you have to have somebody to go to that's not you.
Yeah, and so
I've learned that on my own show.
And yeah, you need a hierarchy, like any business needs a hierarchy.
Neither of those two things are true. Okay, what Tim is talking about is, because this is the thing I run into a lot, okay, is there is a skill set and there is a list of responsibilities that go into running a company, doing full-time work for the company, and also running the company as a full-time job will burn you out super fast. It's a very hard thing to do. Not recommended. It's not a good use of time. It's very difficult. You can't wear both hats at the same time. You just don't have time in the day. One of the things that is that has been impeding me so much, right, is trying to be a full-time streamer and doing all the podcasting stuff and traveling and researching. Like you can't to wear all of like the hats at the same time is very, 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 very difficult, bordering impossible. And even if you are doing it like I do, it's not recommended because you're just wasting time. You should be creating content or doing what you're better at rather than also trying to run the business at the same time. So that's probably what Timmy's running into. It's a bad thing. What is this?
October 7th.
God, you interrupted me with a stupid link and I was about to ban you, but...
Because we know that the IDF killed their own people on October 7th. Let's just start with the obvious. So much has been made of October 7th. They call it the worst day for the Jews since the Holocaust. They say out of all the wars.
It needed to, this is like a 9 out of 10. For it to have been a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10, it needed to start and end with Frogan speaking because she says unhinged shit about this. And then it would have been, that's still really, really good on its own though. Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry, this has to get massive Trump article out. Why? What's going on? Wait, okay, hold on. Back to Tim.
And we have that. I mean, we don't have that many people for his company. It's like I think we have like 30 something employees.
Yeah.
And
30 employees is not that many. He's probably got like 4 W-2s at the most. You've got 30 full-time? How many full-time? How many W-2? 30 employees? No shot. 30 employees is like medium-sized business. No, what all do they do? Why? Maybe if he has like 15 shows or something, but... Aren't Tim's expenses like 5 to 10 times yours? I'd imagine it's more complicated when you suddenly lose Russian revenue. I seriously doubt Tim's costs are that much greater than mine. I mean, the most expensive thing is probably the massive compound that he has. But like all of his other stuff, I'm not shitting on him from a working perspective, but it's not like none of the other things that he does are high cost, right? He's not like flying around the world and shit all the time and everything, right? He just, the biggest cost is probably just the house, no?
Show.
And yeah, you need a hierarchy like any business needs a hierarchy.
And we have that. I mean, we don't have that many people for his company. It's like I think we have like 30 something employees.
Yeah.
And then like 10 contractors. But it's
30 employees and 10 contractors? I don't believe him. No shot. You have 30 employees? For what? And 10 contractors? What the fuck does he employ so many people for? You're on a full-on like medium-sized business. That's great. That's a empire.
largely for the external projects that we are trying to do. The issue now is we can get rid of we can get rid of the external projects, and that's a lot of people that are part of the.
What are all the external projects? I'm so curious what he's talking about. We
can get rid of the external projects, and that's a lot of people that are part of the crew and everybody loves. And the challenge thing is like when we go through this and we're like, maybe we need to, we want to increase the buffer. We want to increase marketing. How do we sustain this show? How do we build more memberships? Well, the core product is TimCast morning show, TimCast IRL, and then the culture where we're trying to make something. And so we got to do marketing. We got to do travel. Well, I can't travel. So if I get invited to go on I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do
because
any
if I'm not doing IRL, I have to be dealing with paperwork on all these other projects. We've been trying to get a coffee shop for 2 years. I'm done.
Longer than that.
Over
Now.
Yep, over. And so
A coffee shop? Okay. What all paperwork? Bro, DocuSign that shit. Man, when people send me PDFs, I'm like, bro, even on my $2,000 computer, do you know how long it takes me to open Acrobat, Adobe, whatever bullshit? Give me the DocuSign, motherfucker. All right?
the conversations I've had with family is like, I am under no illusions that I have the capability to make this company what it could be.
My favorite thing is, what was this? Some lawyer that wanted me to sign some shit. And he was like, we need wet signatures. And I'm like, bro, the printer is wet when you print it. And I think I had I don't even think it was Nino. It was some other system. Obviously I'm doing the Adobe like signature thing. Like, bro, I'm not fucking signing this shit. And the lawyer got it. He's like, is this your real signature? Because it's the perfect like. And I'm like, yeah, that's my real signature. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, is the government gonna come after me for like, what's the crime? I'm forging my own signature? Like, what the fuck? Take it. Accept it. My God.
I have the capability to make this company what it could be. And I hear all these things. No, Tim, you're wrong. You're wrong. Oh, come on. We've been trying to get a coffee shop open for 2 years.
Yeah.
Clearly, I cannot do it. My feelings are not hurt when I'm like, well, I can't do it. I skateboard every day. I'm trying to do a nose mail, Nolly Impossible out. I can't land it. And I'm like, maybe I'll get it one day, but I'm trying as hard as I can. But I am not going to cry and pretend that I can do something I can't do. So, ultimately what it comes.
How many hours a day is he live for? What does he do with all of his time? He can't travel ever. Are they building the coffee shop by hand? Not to take away from like the paperwork and all that. Like, it is annoying. It is frustrating, especially for business related stuff. I'm sure there are like meetings and appointments and stuff, definitely. But how many hours a day does he stream the show? I'm so curious.
Down to is we had our like, I don't know, 12th studio failure this morning.
The new one.
Yeah, the new studio failed. And, my attitude.
He should pay me to come in and set it up. God, I should walk you guys downstairs through everything. My God. You could throw the whole circuit breaker in my studio right now, and everything would run flawlessly. Everything is on battery backup. Every cable is tied down. You could rip the microphones out, and there's backup audio through shotgun mics and the cameras. It's perfecto right now, okay? We haven't had any issues in weeks, okay? People will meme about it, and it runs automatically. No producers, nobody scene switching. Just beautiful.
Dude, with that is kind of just like, yeah, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or secondary studio is operating. We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is people are sitting on the rock. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So that's
I've
why
been
I was
there.
like, I'm not going to do the show tonight.
Well, what do you want? Like, what do you want out of this? That's an important thing to ask yourself. What does Tim want?
Well, I wanted to
real.
complain on the internet.
Well, let's do it.
So my here we are.
Look at what you've managed to build.
I know, it's incredible.
So you got to give yourself credit for that. So why get rid of it? I mean, you wanted to complain on the internet. You did it. I mean, you started by going out to protest, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, depends on where you say it all begins. Like, I was making skate videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
long
then that
before
turned
that.
into, after like 5 skate videos, filming at Occupy Wall Street, which turned into live streaming, which turned into working for Vice, working for
Right.
Fusion, and then starting my own company, and then transforming that slowly into a podcast. And then, here we are. So when I say complain on the internet, what I really mean is, I was talking to some friends of mine earlier who, pro skaters, and we were talking about why, I'll put it in my words,
I
not
like
theirs.
them.
They're very cool.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
So for 4 years, we've been trying to do a show that is built around, we have this awesome property, we have skate parks, we have Willy Wonka's candy factory or whatever,
Yeah.
chocolate factory. Why can't we get people to just do something?
Because if you haven't earned it, you're not as thirsty for it.
Perhaps.
God, it's so cringe listening to fucking people with no. What is this guy's job? What does he do? Here's something that I think is actually important. Also, I'm saying this, by the way, as a small business owner, okay? So I don't even know like big corporate settings. So I could be saying retarded shit as well, okay? I'm not as retarded as these guys, but I might still be mega retarded, okay? Here's something that I think is actually important that I've learned over the years. Creative directors matter. If you don't have the time to be the full director and provide vision for a project on your own, it's really hard to just hire people and say, especially creative work, and say like, hey, I want you to like create something cool out of this. Employees can be good for kind of more robotic tasks or, to do whatever, like, oh, I can execute the thing to maintain the whatever. But to find somebody with like, you have to find somebody who can creatively direct a project, a creative director is important. Tim can't just have a bunch of skaters and people that know how to record stuff. It's like, hey guys, make a show out of this. They're not going to do it. You have to appoint. You need a creative director to say, this is my vision for this project, and we're going to go ahead and do this. Right? Yeah, that's it. In my opinion, my limited opinion, because have made the mistake of not doing this in the past. Having a creative director is essential to things like this. Things don't happen on their own like that.
Do something.
Because if you haven't earned it, you're not as thirsty for it.
Perhaps.
And I found that in my own career, where
All of these are platitudes. If you haven't earned it, you're not as thirsty for it. I mean, maybe. I guess that could be true. I don't know if it's responsive to what Tim is saying, but
it's, I've had falling outs too with big shows, which sucks. And everybody knows that. Yeah. So it's like, it's not anything that I didn't make obvious. But at the same time, you do have to be hungry for your own thing, because then I hire friends, and then those friends don't do anything for a year. And you're like, oh.
Who is Destiny's creative director? Well, I mean, I had a branding artist dude for the website redesign who did all of that, all that creative work. I think Cake is pretty good when it comes to direction for the website. And then for the game stuff, that creative vision was led by, oh my God, I can't believe I forget his name. The guy that I paid to do it, the awesome dude. He made the DGG wear. I'm not looking because I'm going to remember his name. He has awesome composition challenge and submissions as well. Come on. Gemzar is the artist. Fuck, what's his name? Oh my God, I can't remember it. I'm not going to remember it. Fuck me. Just fuck me. Fuck me. Silkworm, yeah. Oh, I was never going to remember that. That's not in my head at all right now, but.
That's why this person didn't like it.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I see. This is the problem.
Wait.
Friends don't do anything for a year, and you're like, oh, that's why this person didn't like it.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I see. This is the problem.
You know what I think too is I've been hearing this a lot from a lot of different people who are working small to large companies, and I'm not going to drag their personal business into the public or anything, but
no, and I've regretted doing that in the past.
I'm hearing a lot about how there's like a talent and management crisis right now, and the example that I've given, because I have no connection to it whatsoever.
Talent and management crisis. Tim is learning or relearning, although he definitely has a larger operation than I do. I'm pretty sure he does. You spend so much time as a man on the internet listening to software devs and everybody talk about like how shitty management is and managers are annoying and fuck sprints and stand-ups and all this cringe stupid shit. Management is really important. Middle management is essential. People cannot self-direct. People can't have time frames. People can't deliver an expected way. You need middle managers are essential to the function of any like small to medium to large sized enterprise. You have to have managers that are keeping people on task, on time, that are working to interface between you and your place. It's just essential. You have to have it. And a good manager is, employees and owners or hire managers know the importance of a good manager. Good managers are essential and are so important.
Is Charlestown races, where they used to have this awesome restaurant that overlooks the horse track, and the horses every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you get to watch the horses run and order food and hang out. And they don't have the restaurant anymore, only on special occasions, rarely. I don't know how often they do it, but almost never. And they told me, I asked them why the restaurant shut down. It's because after COVID hit, everybody who worked there retired or quit. Nobody will do the job. They can't find anybody.
Right.
So, some other big companies have said the same thing. It seems like...
Who keeps you on task? Me? I don't need anybody to keep me on task because I still love doing my job, thankfully.
The top brass are grinding their fingers to the bone because they have a vision that they want to do. There's something that drives them to do something. Which brings me to, my friends, these skaters. And I said, why do you guys post videos every day? You have no boss. And they're like, well, I don't know. I want to do it. I'm like, right. You want to do it.
Same as me, yeah.
And so you do. And then I think the problem we're facing as a country is most people do not. They will because they have to, and they hate that they do.
Weak times? Weak men, is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like...
I'm pretty weak. I still do.
I mean, sure.
In fairness.
Sure, I drive 2 hours a day to work, so I'm we're all ready to go.
Yeah, I fly.
I guess I'm curious what Tim's actual problems are. I don't know how much he'll talk about the structure of his company or what's going on, but it's also really fascinating to listen to other people in this space because it's hard to hear, like, you don't get much insight into these types of businesses that, like, do YouTube channels and shit.
From Detroit to my job.
Yeah.
I get it.
But it's like... again, like not calling anybody. I don't want to insult anyone directly, but it's just seeing someone stand around, do nothing. And then so the challenge is, in order to make this show operate, I have to work what is effectively 16 hours a day. So like I haven't had it's fair to say, weekday sunset in 4 years. You know, like just through the window or something, or now that we're in the new studio, there's no windows at all.
I'm colorblind, so.
But it's more about like wow, what if I finished work at a normal time like everybody else and just, I don't know, hopped in the car and went down to the river and looked at frogs.
Yeah, it's the things you miss out on, really, because I can experience that.
But I'm willing to work my fingers to the bone to make something happen.
Yeah.
But not if we get to the point where it requires more people and we can't get to that point and it just doesn't happen. So then the reassessment is...
More than 30? I don't believe the number of employees. I feel like that's a lie. I feel like what he's doing is he's like, let's say he has like 8 people that might do thumbnails like every now and then. I feel like he's counting all of them as, there's no way he's hired 30 employees and 10 contractors. I don't believe it. Unless there's some huge part of his operation that I'm just not aware. There's no way.
Make something happen.
Yeah.
But not if we get to the point where it requires more people.
Like more?
And we can't get to that point and it just doesn't happen. So then the reassessment is, okay, so the ancillary investment projects clearly are over.
Yeah.
And that's just unfortunate. But the issue then for these other shows and these other projects is...
What projects has Tim done? Well, he does his music videos, to be fair. Aside from the music stuff, what other projects does he do? Like, has he done like a documentary or anything in a while, or?
Shows and these other projects is they only exist off of the work that I do.
Did he have a lot of staff when you were on? No, he's got like 1 or 2 people behind I think he's got one guy that runs cameras maybe, although these look like they're automatically switched. I can't tell though, but it looks like it because when the guy talks, it instantly switches to him. I'm curious what they use for an auto switcher. But no, it doesn't seem like he had a huge staff. There were a lot of people at the house, but I just assumed they were like friends and stuff because it was just like people hanging out downstairs and shit. I don't know.
And these other projects is they only exist off of the work that I do. Mm-hmm. If I show up in the morning and I do my morning show, I get to give a portion of the work that I do to them so that they can try and make something work. And
didn't you say he was doing a coffee shop and a skate park? He makes it sound like he doesn't even have an approval for the coffee shop yet, number one. And then the skate park, he's just got a big ramp inside of his home, basically. Yeah.
But, you know, I know they're trying as hard as they can, and some more successful than others, but it just becomes too burdensome to the point where unless they get off the ground and are able to maintain and manage themselves and make money, we can't do it anymore.
Right.
So
well, I don't know what he's talking about here. I wish he was more specific. Fuck. He bought a whole skate park? Yeah, I see it's not saying shit. Link me after. He bought a whole skate park? More? I thought I know he's got the tube or the whatever the fuck you call it in his basement from this huge mansion house thing. Did he buy a different thing?
Than others, but it just becomes too burdensome to the point where unless they get off the ground and are able to maintain and manage themselves and make money, we can't do it anymore.
Like, unless they get off the ground, maintain themselves and make money. That when he says that, he makes it sound like he's just got a bunch of like friends that he pays sometimes for some work, and he's expecting them to spin off their relationship with him into full careers. And if they're not able to do that, so that's what it sounds like is going on here. Somebody said new skate park. Oh, we bought a whole ass new thing, I guess.
Well, there's nothing going on at the office, and you are really close to me.
Yeah, we need a dynamic angle.
We need an out the gate from Tim. Yo, Tim! We need you for an out the gate segment.
What's out the gate? All right, first try.
Oh,
Here we go.
2 tries.
Hold on.
3 tries.
It's so close. Oh! There it is. I'm done, right? I got it. All right.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Is Richie here?
No.
Who's here?
No.
I gotta turn off-
That's why we need a first try trick.
I got to turn off Creed.
Oh yeah. Copyrighted.
We'll come back for Creed. Oh, all right. What am I doing?
What trick are you gonna do?
I don't know.
All right, we'll try something.
I'm gonna land this first try.
Okay.
I'm legit going to try to land this first try.
Oh, it was almost first try.
I know.
Gross. All right,
Give me a couple more tries. So that isn't necessarily the bearing on this show. The bearing on this show is there's a degree of staff required to run a show like this. And it's
You
I don't
can't
know.
lose power and then lose your show.
I wish he would be more specific. I'm so curious. I want to know. I'm so interested. Fuck.
What was that?
Like you can't lose power, then lose your show.
What do you mean lose power?
Isn't that what happened at the other place?
No, the graphics card fried.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, we knew the computer was bad. We had repeatedly said we needed to get fixed, and it just never happens.
Okay.
So I'm like,
What does that mean? They knew it was bad and needed to get fixed, and the graphics card fried? Things that your computer illiterate friends say when their computer breaks for some reason. Wait, what? Was the graphics card smoking, or did it give a warning, or what does that mean? Actually, if I were to ultra steelman his position, maybe your inputs can start dying, or you get like a weird thing on the screen. I don't know. It's possible. I'm being mean right now, I guess, but
we knew that.
The other place?
No, the graphics card fried.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, we knew the computer was bad. We had repeatedly said we needed to get fixed, and it just never happens.
Okay.
So I'm like, hold on, man. Like, am I going to work 16 hours every single day to the bone and figuratively say I get no weekday sunsets so that someone else can be like, I ain't going to fix it?
Well, if you want to die of a heart attack,
well, wait, do you pay these other people to fix it, or what is the employment structure here? I'm so curious. Why would somebody else not do it? Is he
very young, it's a good way to do
No,
it.
I'd be bored if I wasn't doing something. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I'm willing to do this, but this requires other people who are willing to do it too. And there are a lot of people here who are willing to do a lot more and go.
like when he says stuff like that? I'd be willing to do this if other people are willing to do it too. He makes it sound like he's expecting them to make money on the side or something, and they're not actually being paid by him to do things. Because if they're being paid by him to do things, then you'd fire them or find somebody else. No, I guess maybe.
People who are willing to do it too. And there are a lot of people here who are willing to do a lot more and go above and beyond. Like Raymond's sitting right here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I was like, yeah, you should sit in this one. And then there are a lot of people that are like, when can I put the knife in Tim's back?
Jesus.
Don't you find that's any level of fame, though? And any
Yes.
level of notoriety at this
Can't
point?
run a company with those people in your company, though.
No, you can't. And I mean, if you know who they are, what do you do?
Oh, you fire them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and,
it sucks.
we've had people come through and try to burn us to the ground afterwards, and it's just like
Yeah, there's
that's reality.
and such. Am I not allowed to say that? I shouldn't just say
Is there what?
Would you?
The
don't
swatting.
repeat it. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was here
yeah.
like when they was being swatted a lot.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
here for one of the swattings, weren't you?
No, it was like the next day. I just missed it by a hair.
I'm at 12:42. Does he talk any more about this meme, or?
But
But and a lot of people don't understand too. The swattings were not like cops kicking the door down and storming in and us going like, ugh.
Yeah.
It was like our security company got a phone call.
Except the first time.
The first time.
yeah.
the first one seemed pretty.
The first and like the
swatty.
10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
like
first one
Brett was
seemed
out
rough.
there on his hands and knees with his arms behind his head. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was like the cops opened the door and they were looking at me and they were waving at me. I'm like, what? I'm in the middle of a live show, dude. I'm like,
I mean, as you're closing, as you're thinking about that, that was 40K congruent viewers that night.
but that wasn't the night everyone watched an empty room for 3 hours.
Yep. Oh, that was the
wasn't-
bomb.
that was
That was the bomb.
You're thinking of Sharecast.
Okay, yeah,
Sharecast. That was when we had a credible bomb threat that forced an evacuation.
Yeah, I know
so,
what you- I know what
so
you're
I'll let you know some secrets too.
Bomb threats
So
and
like,
swatting. I mean, I can't imagine why you're
Yeah.
tired.
well, but it's not just that. I'm not tired. I want to work, but I want to work effectively.
Sure.
And so there are ways to do big shows. Like I can keep doing my morning show. There's no issue.
Yeah.
I require 0 employees to do that. So I kind of feel like I shouldn't get paid less for. Like so, I'll give you some stories. We've had instances of people who work here leaking private information to far leftists who are harassing and stalking us.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We've had instances of people stealing equipment, getting caught on camera, and it's just like these things are normal. I totally get it.
Whose Fiero is that?
Wait, what? Hold on. I'm so sorry.
Far leftists. We've had instances of people who work here leaking private information to far leftists who are harassing and stalking us.
It's so hard without him saying anything. It's hard to know. Sometimes a lot of these people are just friends with each other. And by leaking information, it might literally just be like two people chatting. It's not like this crazy conspiratorial, like, oh, they're trying to stab. It's just like two people talking shit or whatever. Like, I get stuff through the grapevine. When I was friends with Lauren De Laguna, I would hear stuff through the grapevines from her about like stuff relating to people in like that in this world. And it's not like it was a crazy conspiratorial like leak to destroy the company. It's just like random shit that I hear, you know?
Oh, good.
Yeah. We've had instances of people stealing equipment, getting caught on camera.
Why wouldn't you call those people out? Who's stealing equipment? What the fuck? That's wild.
And it's just like, these things are normal. I totally get it.
Whose Fiero
Do you think it's normal to have your employees stealing equipment from your small business?
is that?
My brothers.
Okay, sweet.
It's cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're talking about stealing stuff, and I just.
And you're like, I want that
I
Fiero.
want that Fiero.
Right when I got out, I was like, it's been a while since I've seen a
got two.
Fiero.
He does.
I like the red one I saw though, and I remember. Anyway, I don't want to throw you off, but
No, but it's like, this
Just
morning.
that's all I'm saying.
So it's we wrap the show Monday through Thursday around 11.
Yeah.
And then I have to go right to bed basically so that I can get enough sleep, and sometimes I don't. So then I wake up around 7:30, so I can eat breakfast, get ready, come in, and then try and figure out how to get the show done. As of recent, because we want to do Culture War, that means if I'm going to balance family and these shows and have the show be effective without dwindling into obscurity, I can't do 4 shows a week. You can't do it right now. Everybody's got content every single day of the week, so that means I need to do at least 5 days and then record extra content for the weekends so that I can have a persistent presence on the platform. Otherwise, YouTube punishes you. But it's also just about, like, are you a company that doesn't work 3 days out of the week? I mean, then people are going to go other places. If a coffee shop's closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then
yeah,
no one's
people
going
are
to
gonna go watch elsewhere.
However, I can't do all of these things at the same time. I can't wake up at 7, go in, computer's fried, studio doesn't work, no backups were created. I have no means of producing the show that makes money to run the business. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to make sure that I run and maintain and build the system. The first TimCast IRL studio that I built by myself. All of it. Now we're at the point where we've got multiple people and we've built this big studio. I don't know what is what. When I built the studio, I knew every output, I knew every input. Now I have no idea. So when the computer breaks, I'm like, I don't know why. Why can't I reboot the computer? I don't know. And so that means I can't turn it on. Where's the backup system? It was never set up. Okay, well, I can't do morning, night, and family stuff at the same time. Impossible.
Damn,
So
do you need a backup computer system? We don't got one of those. Oh, shit.
at this point, it's a cascade of failures and, straws on the camel's back where I'm like, okay, I don't think this is it. And so
he makes it sound like he wanted the studio set up to run without a producer there, like how ours runs. So how does he have 30 employees if he doesn't even have a producer for his live show? What the fuck is he? Where are all these employees at? What the fuck?
Your failure, though.
It is my failure.
Why,
absolutely
the hiring practice? How do you see it?
The person at the top.
Always. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it lies on you. Don't get me wrong. That's what they see.
I mean, I shouldn't rely on people. If I say the computer's broken, I need a backup studio, I should personally go and build a backup studio. The problem is, I can't do everything.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but so there is something I can do. If I set up my own studio for my morning show, and I can make sure it works, and I can have, youtube.com/TimCast News, there will never be a failure ever again.
Yeah.
The show will run every single day. I will work a full day of work instead of a double day of work 5 days a week, and I'll make a lot of money doing it without doing a single ad read, all through programmatic YouTube ads. So if we've come to the point where I have to build the machines and run the show and be the CEO, then one of these things is I can't juggle them all.
Sure.
And so it seems like the most reasonable thing to do right now is literally just go back to doing the morning show. No TimCast IRL, single hosted, 0 employees, and then I can produce content, and that'll be it. And then I have to worry about running TimCast IRL.
Well, you twice today, I think you mentioned managerial issues.
Yeah, and so one of the reasons I've been talking
Is that
about
right at you?
No, I'm not a
Okay,
manager.
I don't know.
I wish I was.
I was just
we wouldn't have this
kidding.
problem.
I'm just trying to add some levity here.
I'm not convinced. I mean,
well,
I've been talking about the managerial crisis in this country for like a year, and without getting into personal issues on the show.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, like, how's it all happening at once? It's like, exactly. It's like, no. We've been having like managerial struggles for a long time.
Yeah, because you have a good relationship with these guys, though. So it's like, how do you?
Yeah. Well, most people here, right?
Well, of course.
But it's like, look at it this way: if everyone's 90% doing well, that extra 10% from each employee that they're missing, I have to do. And at a certain point, it's not possible.
Well, and the extra 10% is what each person has to do to actually get it to thrive. That's the difference between 90 and 100.
Well, I mean, the challenge is, right now, the big challenge is that anybody capable of doing it will do it on their own. And that's social media has created that potentiality, and that's fine. But if I go to someone who is talented and capable and I say, hey, we need a person who can film skateboarding, for instance, they're going to say, I'll just make my own YouTube channel and go film it myself. I don't need to work for you. And I'm like, fair point. You're right. So then we find someone, we're like, what about you? You seem to be able. And I'm like, sure. And then 3 months goes by and we don't do anything.
Well, what's more your passion? Like, what's your enjoyment now? Do you still like doing it? This is it. Yeah.
And so that's why it's frustrating when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, holy crap, Trump on the fry.
There is a challenge in finding people to work when you're doing like YouTube and Twitch and stuff. Finding people who want to do manager or production related stuff, because chances are if you're on-screen talent, you probably get along with the production people, and then because you have a friendly back and forth, eventually they want to be on-screen talent and they all end up wanting to do that anyway. Like that can happen, but I don't know what he's not really giving any specifics, so it's hard to know what's actually happening here.
Hire?
Yeah.
Look, I was like, and then there's so much I want to talk about. And
Yeah, that was a big story.
I can't talk about any of it. Like one of the Krasensteins attacked Trump saying he's attacking Kamala for not being at McDonald's. Can he prove he was at 9/11 clearing out rubble? And I'm like, here's a picture of Donald Trump. That was from ABC News of down on a week after 9/11. Like, Trump just said he was down there helped a little bit.
Well,
yes.
Allegedly, Tim Walsh is doing DoorDash, so you got that going.
No, is that a joke?
Yes. But I just want to see what they would do.
I just stored it online. Thank you. For that.
My gut feeling is that he this is a gut feeling that I have, and I can't prove this because I don't know. This is what it feels like his business is set up as. It feels like he wants to do 4 shows a week where he basically just shows up, turns on the streams, okay, and then he sits in front of the camera and he talks about things. I don't think he does much in terms of show prep or research. because it doesn't seem informed on anything, and he just repeats kind of like the talking points. I'm not like trying to talk shit. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like something that he does a lot of research for his shows. He probably has at least one employee to fly people in and do bookings and everything. He might have 2 people that handle that. There's him, Tim, and then he might have like a co-host. I'm trying to think now if he even has a producer for these shows or if it's all auto switching. Maybe he'll have a producer. But then it sounds like what he has on the side is he's got a ton of these other projects where he's like, bro, like you guys should come in, like we're friends, like come and like work. And so they kind of show up, they either hang out at the house, they hang out at the skate park. And Tim's like, we should like shoot content or do something. Like, let's like, make some money and do stuff. And they're like, yeah, sure. Sounds good. But there's not a creative director. There's not like anybody pushing them to actually do a project or create a show or do anything. So so these people just basically hang out on Tim's property and they kind of hang out and do whatever. And he's like, maybe something will happen at some point. However, all of this was probably okay in the last year because they had that huge windfall from Russia, right? He was getting $5 million of extra money to basically do nothing extra. And that money was probably going basically exclusively to him. There's no way anybody else is getting any of that money. I would be surprised if anybody else had equity or shares in his business, although it's possible they did, but I'd be surprised if they did. So now that Russia money is gone, now Tim probably has to look at all of his different revenue streams and all of his different costs, and he probably has to start evaluating, okay, hold on, what the fuck do I have here that's like making me money, and what the fuck do I have here that's costing me money? And he's probably starting to axe a lot of the things that are costing him money and keep a lot of the things that are highly profitable. So things like the show, he kind of said it, right, when he's like, I can run this on my own. That's a very profitable venture, very low cost, very low overhead, right? So that feels like what's happening. There's no way he has 30 employees. He probably has 30 friends that are hanging out at the skate park and at his house and everything. And he's hoping that eventually they'll start making content or doing something, but they're not ever going to do that. Yeah.
Believable. That's why I'm like,
I know.
yeah. I see there's a Newsweek article where they're like, rumors circulating on the internet that Donald Trump's McDonald's job was staged. And I was like, do they think that Trump applied at McDonald's and then showed up for work?
People they're trying to.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say they're trying to kill him. So what do they think? He's just gonna walk in there and be like, hey,
I know.
Serve some regular people?
Yeah, anywhere with guns is bad. Even your own shrubs at your golf course.
Yeah. And then I saw a bunch of people being like, he pre-screened all the people who were getting food. And I'm like, yeah, because they just want to get shot.
Well, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, like, duh.
Well, so anyway, like all yesterday, like I'm seeing this stuff and I'm revved up. And I'm like, well, I have family stuff to take care of. I can't, like I'm spending time with my family. I can't just.
He says his family stuff a lot. Does he have like a sick parent or something? Or because he's single, right?
Well, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, like duh.
Well, so anyway, like all yesterday, like I'm seeing this stuff and I'm revved up. And I'm like, well, I have family stuff to take care of. I can't, like I'm spending time with my family. I can't just do the show 7 days a week. There was one weekend where I was like, I think I'll do shows.
You tried to.
And then, my family doesn't get too happy about that.
I hear you.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You gotta be happy outside of work as well.
And I got responsibilities to other people too. So
Well, you'll lose your sanity. So, I mean,
no, I want to do the show.
you want to.
I feel like you want to do it, but you don't want to do it, right?
No, I want to come in the morning and complain. Yeah. And I mean complain in a somewhat self-deprecating way. What I mean is there are things that I think people should be aware of, and I also want to express how I feel about the current goings on. And it's a lot of people like watching it.
Yeah.
So I think the only reason I say this may be the last episode is that I have a bit of guilt of like the people who really are accustomed to and feel they need and that the world benefits from us doing the show.
Survivor's guilt.
Is that what it is?
I think that's a form of it.
No, that's not at all survivor's guilt.
100%
But okay.
like folks who are waiting for this. Like I still wait for the 10 a.m. If it's not there, then I'm like, what the F's going on? So
this show's an accident too. I mean, this show's a complete accident. The show wasn't supposed to exist. The reason why it's called In Real Life is because I do my morning show, and then I was like, I can do my morning show from the road. So I went on Joe Rogan's show, and I told them all, you're nuts. I'm going to build a van and go live down by the river. And I was only half kidding. I told them I was only half kidding. I built a van with a computer studio.
I think I heard that video you posting. You like hit a van in the back.
Yeah, it's on this channel.
It's a really nice van, by the way, folks.
What kind?
Not anymore.
I mean,
it's a Ford, like a
Ecoline?
It's clean.
F-150 or something. Like
no, you're right. It's like an Ecoline.
Yeah, and it's a
candy van.
It's got the big top on it and everything. It's
got solar panels,
yeah.
external air conditioning, or like secondary air conditioning.
Off-road tires too, because he loves the van or the river.
Wait, what is this show? Maybe he does do other shows I'm just not aware of. Tim Pool in Real Life is the name of the show. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Jesus, 10 years ago. Is that what he called it? Was that the name of the show, In Real Life? Oh, my God. TimCast IRL. Sorry. Wait, what was he talking about? What was he talking about this like van down by the river shit? Does he stream like outside and shit? That's how it started. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
Sweet.
I thought he was like going around like doing like on location or like live streams and like cute area. Oh, okay, my bad. He's just talking about how the show.
Popular podcast.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You got good tires on it.
That's just because they said we can go premium the tires.
yeah.
I was like, I don't know that about it. Actually, no.
giant
The first tires
tires
were small.
Oh, were they?
And
Okay.
someone told me like they're gonna explode, and I was like, okay, I better upgrade them. But
Yeah.
the original idea, morning show done. Shout out to everybody. I'm currently hanging out in Austin, and come hang out, and we're gonna do TimCast in real life, where I just talk with random people.
Yeah.
I do remember that was one of the first things you talked about, like having like regular folk. Like I guess I might be the first
Right.
regular folk on the job. Like you just get people plumbers once a week or something like that.
Well,
just
the
real
original
people.
plan was to sit down
No
and
jokes.
sort of like change my mind, or what Charlie Kirk does.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
who wants to sit down and just have a conversation, and literally be like, hey, today in the news was this. Like, hey, what do you think about what's going on? And I'll show you the stories. And it was just because I like talking to people, but because of COVID, we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
what
was
I
like,
I thought it was because of COVID was mainly
Right.
the reason why you're doing that. Yeah.
couldn't travel anymore. And
Yeah,
I used to fly on two flights every week when I worked for these other companies. So like,
Yeah, during
traveled
COVID, I just kept traveling, but it was very hard. You weren't supposed to, but it's like if you're short, you can just walk past people in the military and
see
just
you.
keep moving.
you don't notice they're looking up.
Yeah, I'll be like, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. They're like, yeah, he'll come back. He'll be.
What is he talking about? If you're short, you
Afraid,
can
and then I-
walk past the people in the military. Am I retarded? I traveled around a bit during COVID in the U.S. What were the military people for COVID? What?
Yeah, during COVID, I just kept traveling, but it was very hard.
It was an attempt at a joke. I don't remember there being any COVID travel restrictions at all. Were there? I feel like you would get the notifications on planes would be like, sometimes there might be COVID restrictions in the state that you travel to. But I'm trying to remember if we even required, did we need a proof of vaccine if you were traveling domestically in the U.S.? I don't remember if there was or not. I know that internationally you absolutely did.
You weren't supposed to, but it's like if you're short, you can just walk past people in the military
They don't
and
see
just
you.
keep moving.
You don't notice they're looking up.
Yeah, I'll be like, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. They're like, yeah, he'll come back. He'll be afraid, and then I just walk out the door. It's pretty good. I did an entire year in New York. Sorry if that's still a crime, I guess. But
Yeah, we were in Jersey, and then
virus.
Some place had 14-day quarantines. Yeah, but none of it was enforced, I don't think. I don't remember, but
Like,
the show got very
that's
big.
bad.
Yes, it did.
It got big, and then I was like, okay, well, I mean, maybe we'll do something like this. Like, don't stop now. I mean, we seem to we're on a roll.
Yeah.
There is some reality that I think I've talked about before, though. But I used to get on YouTube.com/TimCast the
do you think that Pokemon and other Twitch streamers are getting paid to talk to Sanders, or are they doing it for free? You should ask them. Shouldn't they have to disclose that?
that I think I've talked about before, though. But I used to get on YouTube.com/TimCast the 4 p.m. video, a single half-an-hour video, would get anywhere from 300 to 500,000 views.
Right.
Your 4 p.m. was my favorite back in the day.
Yeah, and I never really did any legit ad reads. So like, I'm talking like Daily Wire style ad reads.
I'll tell you, me neither. But that's just because not a great reader.
Well, if I did sell them, 500,000 could be like 10 to 15 grand.
Yeah.
For one read on one video. Imagine if I was getting that every single day. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
And so then I had YouTube.com/TimCast News, and between the two of them, it was like 3 to 4 million per day, and I think it was upwards of like 60, 70 million a month.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I will stress now, like a lot of these other channels are getting like 100 to 150 million, but those are including shorts, which is a lot easier to produce. So but
You have a clips channel though.
for IRL,
Yeah.
the clips are on IRL.
It's the same channel.
Yeah, same
Oh, it
channel.
is the same
Yeah,
channel.
same
Yeah,
channel.
okay.
Post later. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's pros and cons to that. It's tough. It's hard. It's like if the people are gonna watch the show every night anyway, then they don't need a notification.
Yeah, ours is both. Where you follow that algorithm, but then it doesn't know if you want to be a long show or a short show, and you can't figure out any of it.
Exactly.
But then doesn't it change too how when people are searching for the show, you get a clip, and they want the 20-minute version.
The 20-minute
Version of you say you do clips or maybe not IRL, but your morning shows or anything. Your
The morning
short
shows have
clips.
always been segments that I would just
Yeah.
talk about throughout the day.
Yeah. That's
And,
fairly
but
new.
so yeah, what I was gonna say is when we started IRL, it cannibalized the morning show. So the morning show peaked at the 34th biggest podcast in the world, and when IRL launched, half the viewers stopped watching that and started going to the audio TimCast IRL show. And I said, no, I don't know. People probably like the conversation nature of it more than the monologuing show.
Yeah.
But same. So then now the Tim Pool morning show, Tim Pool Daily News show, or whatever, is not in the top 200. Sometimes it jumps up to like 190, but then it falls off again. And TimCast IRL, I think, was recently like number 160 in the world. But that's audio side. YouTube side, we do get it's a big show and we get a lot of views.
I'm 20,006.
Is that what your number is?
No,
Oh.
I'm guessing it's lower.
Yeah. But, so anyway, it's like, it comes to a point where it's like, now I'm working 16 hours a day for a diminishing return.
Right.
Whereas before I could have been getting 60, 70 million just doing a morning show, being done with work by 4 p.m., being able to do family stuff, plan
What is all this family stuff?
investments, maybe work on skateboard videos. If I'm being done with work by 4 p.m., being able to do family stuff, plan investments, maybe work on skateboard videos. If I wasn't doing, and so IRL is basically a diminishing return where now there's just 15 Tim Pool videos going up every single day and only so many Tim Pool fans. So it's like if I consolidated it down, would we get 40% of the IRL viewership to just watch the morning show again, and is IRL just cannibalizing? Would we lose? How much would we lose? I don't know. But the issue is the Tim Pool morning show requires 0 employees, 0 management. It requires nothing. I'm not going to deal with lawsuits. I'm not going to deal with security issues. Literally just wake up, handle all by myself, and run a successful show. I wouldn't have to rely on members to sustain the staff required to do a show like this or anything,
Have you been sued a lot?
Yes.
What is the staff required? Where is the staff? What are they doing?
I would assume, yeah. Not as a negative. I just assume.
And I'll tell you, like, what the problem I have with it is, I think, You know, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I just don't think anybody cares. When I say that I had to write a check for 30 grand because someone here fucked up, and then it's just like, keep calm and carry on, not my fault. And I'm like,
Write a check for 30,000 for what?
yo, I'm paying myself less than that morning show makes. If I just did my morning show, I'm putting more money in my pocket.
Yeah.
The company has a profit. That profit stays in the company. At the end of the year, the profit stays there so that we can make sure that there's a buffer. So the company makes money. At the end of the year, there's some profit. It will go to me automatically. And then I try to make sure there's money aside so that everyone gets paid. But I do kind of feel like we're at the point.
What? Wait, I'm so confused. What is he? He's talking about he's talking like somebody who doesn't own a business. Hold on.
The company has a profit. That profit stays in the company. At the end of the year, the profit stays there so that we can make sure that there's a buffer. So the company makes money. At the end of the year, there's some profit. It will go to me automatically. And then I try to make sure there's money aside so that everyone gets paid. But I do kind of feel.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm being uncharitable. When he says there's money set aside so that everybody gets paid, aren't they automatically paid like every month through payroll? But maybe if I'm being really charitable, maybe he means he gives employees bonuses based on money left over in the account at the end of the year. But then he also says that he gets all the money automatically. Why would he get all the money automatically? Unless it's just a pass-through entity, in which case he has a pass-through entity with 30 employees? Are you limited on how many employees like an LLC can have? I have no idea.
Point where it's and end it all except for there's the reason I say it may be the last is we had a conversation today, Allison and I, about what's the most effective means of managing the issue. And it's okay, maybe what we do is we end 70%. We would keep TimCast IRL, a skeleton crew to have it operate, the morning show, and the boonies. We'd have one single secondary investment outside of the shows.
How many employees do you have? Employees? I think like full-time? 2 maybe? And then I've got like 8 other people I think that I employ through various, like I would call them contractors or whatever, but.
Right. And that would allow me more time to be hands-on to make sure that it operates properly. But that's more so just like, yeah, but doing that is still trying to justify why we have to keep.
No, he's saying he keeps a buffer to make sure he has money there to continue paying his team because his revenue is not guaranteed as sporadic. How sporadic is his revenue? I don't believe that.
Keep working as hard as possible.
Is your property more for your crew or because it's something you wanted?
Like doing the Freedomistan boonies show.
Oh, that stuff, yeah.
Is what I wanted.
Okay.
And it's like there's actually several big components to it. Skateboarding is dead.
It's fun.
The skateboard industry collapsed.
Yeah, oh, for sure it did.
And
I used to be a poser, thank you.
Oh, that's well, you shred.
Well, I would just get high and then I would watch my friends skateboard. I had a Cheech and Chong board for a minute.
What year was that? 91?
96.
Yeah, so I love skateboarding.
I do
and
too, well, not really.
We've got some of our buddies are some big pros and they love skateboarding.
Yeah, they're
and
awesome.
everyone's like I've talked to some of the biggest guys in the industry.
Okay, I don't know. Oh shit, fuck. Let me do 3 links I've got open real quick, hold on.
I'm calling.
13 minutes, bruv. Twitch creators on Pack are linking to donations for banned streamers. Oh, that's so pathetic. Oh my God. When you've been a guest, did you notice the hustle and bustle of staff in the studio? At Tim's house, no, there were always a lot of people there, but I just assumed they were like friends and shit. They're just like people hanging out. I don't think I saw people like working. It's just like the best example. This is like Hassan activism, is like posting a fucking link somewhere. Wait, already opened that. Behaze, leftist death threats. I'm actually seriously thinking about solving the small d problem myself. Nice. Chat logs between mods and channel owners of Sam Cedar's Minority Report. It's honestly sad seeing how captured they are, absolutely incapable of listening. The left really is in danger where this is the norm. If you're an inch to the right of them, you're a fascist. Let's see. Ethan Brain got broken and he needs to take a vacation. When Holocaust trauma is leveraged over war crimes, you get a response like Ethan Klein's. Fuck all genocide deniers. Death marches in northern Gaza now. The world would be a better place. Wait, what? Like there are death marches happening is what he means, I'm guessing, right? Or... I'm guessing. Ethan Klein has always had bad judgment, disbanding and defaming Hassan, praising sexual assault FouseyTube, and grifter Jason Nash and Liver King. All the way back to Trisha Paytas. Klein is terrible. Blah, blah, Jesus. Sam's okay. I don't care if Ethan said he hates BB or whatever. Calling us on pro terror is a heinous smear. Jesus. Oh, it's the majority report, not the minority report, too. Based. This was the chat log when Sam Cedar was talking to us. What does Destiny have to do with the drama Caller was talking about? There's no sound way to defend Israel. It's the inevitable pathway to become a demon. Did Ethan mention the murder rapes in Israeli prisons between t-shirt promotion? Okay. Tim Pool's 30 employees are hard at work writing Twitter comments in his basement. Oh, good one. Oh, damn. Wait, was this the same clip? Jesus, this show has fallen off. They never got as many views as I thought, actually, though. Video views, negative 10 million. Does that mean they were deleting videos? Jesus. Okay. Oh, and then this is timestamped. All right, let me go through these. We got 4 Tim clips from that show, so we don't have to watch the whole thing. Let me watch these real quick.
This is probably pushing the limit of what I, as a CEO and host, can accomplish on my own. And so that means we bring in external management, which would be a strategic investment, partial buyout, and then you'll end up with another company running everything.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why can't you just hire managers? Or like hire like a, or appoint like a COO or something, no?
Okay.
Pretty much.
Wait, what?
What I, as a CEO and host, can accomplish on my own. And so that means we bring in external management, which would be a strategic investment, partial buyout, and then you'll end up with another company running everything.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I hate that sound. I don't like it. I think I don't know.
And then what happens
I can lead people. I've led many people. Throw me. Don't put, I'm just saying,
guy in a suit shows up, and I just think the cost is too much. I think there's no way around it. We've got to shut everything down, and if we wanted to salvage IRL, we got to get it back down to 2 employees.
Okay.
Are you on the spectrum? And
Probably.
Wait, how do I look at this? Oh, watch full video. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Pushing the limit of what I, as a
I don't like it. I think just
shows up, and I just think the cost is too much. I think there's no way around it. We've got to shut everything down, and if we wanted to salvage IRL, we got to get it back down to 2 employees.
Okay.
are you on the spectrum? And I don't mean that as a negative.
I would believe the answer is no.
Okay, because you're very, very very direct. Yeah, my friend Matt McClory's
I think that's exasperation, not autism.
Okay, well maybe that's true. Maybe
because we've not talked about this stuff on the show before.
Oh, you've never done it. Okay.
Yeah, like I've never been on it. I've never come on and be like, I think I'm on the show.
Yeah, this is our first.
I
Well,
think
you
it's a
have sometimes, but it's in some dark holes. Like I said, like a year ago, you had like a whole week where you were like in the down and dumps, and it was like, don't give up. That's when you were picking up the rock up the hill.
Yeah,
that was like about at least a year ago.
Okay.
Can make sure a computer works for you.
So like, let me grab Switch real quick so I can help you. So Blake says, bro, why do you keep saying you make so much money but then refuse to hire some people like IT? We have IT people. It's because the answer isn't spending money. Money is never the answer. You know, I've met a lot of people in my day who say things like, if only I had money.
Wait, what? Hold on.
See, they're doing their job, so somebody here can make sure a computer works for you.
So like,
Hold on.
I know you're not. I'm not either.
Throwing it dark.
Yeah, there may be a CEO who's like, if I introduce this product, we can see 3,000 deaths per year, and start laughing about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there are people that actually have those jobs where they have to decide how many people die, or do we get the airbags fixed?
Right? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a rough job.
Fight Club.
Fight
Remember?
Club is
yeah, when it does the
yeah,
equation.
yes, yep.
If the cost of a lawsuit is greater, if the cost of a lawsuit is less than the cost of the recall, they don't recall.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, and that's just insane. They have to
Yeah.
make that choice. They're like, I guess this baby seat's flimsy.
Yep. That's wild, man.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, but somebody's got to do that job. See, and they're doing their job, so somebody here can make sure a computer works for you.
So, like, let me grab a super chat here real quick so I can help you. So, Blake says, bro, why do you keep saying you make so much money, but then refuse to hire some people like IT? We have IT people. It's because the answer isn't spending money. Money is never the answer. You know, I've met a lot of people in my day who say things like, if only I had money, I could do X. And I'm like, that is not true for literally any successful person. Successful people got hired, got their jobs because they were doing something already.
Right. Yeah.
So, like my first YouTube video, for the first 3 months of me making YouTube, I was losing money. And I
They're not talking about you being a startup, my dude. They're talking about you hiring employees. What do you mean?
was like, I don't know, what else am I gonna do? Yeah. I'm like kind of bored. Let me record a video. And then record some videos. The views started to go up. And I did the last night in Sweden thing. And that was like a few months in, and I had one big hit. And I was like, oh, I'm in Sweden now, I'm getting a bunch of views. And that generated a bunch of buzz. And then once I got back, I was finally making like $2,000 a month or something like that.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, look at this, I'm not losing money anymore. My savings is no longer burning up. And then I was like, let's just make more videos and see what I can do. And I was doing for like, I don't know, like a year. It was probably just one 10-minute video every day at 4 p.m. That was it. That's all it was. And I was probably making like 60, 70,000 a year. And I was like,
Just doing one 10-minute video?
Yep,
Nice.
one 10-minute video. Oh. And it started to go up. And then I remember off of one 10-minute video, I was in Jersey, I was in Bayonne, and I hit 6 figures. And like when I was working at Disney, I was getting paid a bit. They paid me a lot of money.
What did you do at Disney? Why didn't I know this?
So it was Fusion. It was ABC News Univision joint venture.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I was one of their senior talent. And that was a ridiculous company. But so when I left, I'm like, I've got a lot saved. I had a couple $100,000 that I'd saved getting paid all this money from this company. You know, like I basically saved all my money always. Worked at Vice, saved it all, then went to Fusion, saved it all. And when I left, I was like, okay, so several months, the money's just going down. And I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking like, man, if I don't turn this around, if I keep if I use this money only right now to live, maybe I can stretch it out for 4 years. You know what I mean? Just, and then try and find ways to make money. If I invest and try and go the media route, I'm burned out in a year because flights, hotels, and then after the Sweden thing, I was net positive like $2,000 every month. And then I think it was about a year after that, I looked. It was back when they had, when full.
Something is off. It's almost like he wants to quit. Well, it sounds like he's just trying to cut costs now, and he's looking for an excuse to do it, especially now that he doesn't have that fat Russian money coming in.
Screen was around, and they showed the daily amount of revenue every day, and I saw that it was like $50 a day, and I was like, holy crap, I'm getting $50 a day.
Yeah.
As long as I don't spend $50 a day, I'm making money. And I just did it because I wanted to do it. And then what happened was a lot of people were creating secondary channels in case they got the first one banned, which is stupid because it still breaks the rules.
Yeah.
So I made TimCast News. YouTube chose the name too. Like,
oh yeah.
Well, so I had a Google Plus page or something, and then it turned it into I don't know. That's why YouTube.com/TimCast has Tim Pool, and YouTube.com/TimCast News has TimCast.
Right. Your news is your 4 p.m. and your pool is your 1 and 9.
The pool was at 4 p.m.
You don't do
pool's
the
4
news
p.m.
anymore, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do the morning show.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, give me
Cultural,
like,
right?
Okay, and then
Can make sure a computer works for you.
So like, let me grab a super chat here real quick so I can help you. So Blake says, bro, why do you keep saying you make so much money but then refuse to hire some people?
what is this?
Can make sure a computer works for you.
So like, let me grab a super chat here real quick so I can help you.
Is this
So
the same
Blake says, bro, why do you keep saying you make so much money but then refuse to hire some people? Like,
Okay, what is this?
yeah, I want to stress this too because people are like, Tim, don't quit. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm quitting. I'm saying IRL. I have a morning show that I can do entirely on my own without any support at all. Yeah. And it is extremely difficult to do all of this at one time.
Question for you then: what do you want to do in real life?
Well, I
Oh,
would do
that
this
guy.
if possible. So I'm going to do the morning show, which I think the strategy is like shave everything down to the core, morning show, produce the content, and then from there regrow.
It would be fun. You could do something fun.
A reboot of sorts. Do you think?
Yeah, IRL times. So we are we range from like we're consistently the top 10 live streams in the world.
Yeah.
In terms of viewership, in terms of super chats, we've consistently been the #1 human being hosted show because the VTubers make way more than us.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're doing a live show but you haven't.
Those are like the robot ladies or something?
Anime woman.
Yeah,
Okay. You'll make
yeah,
more.
that's
Hey, Destiny, no matter what you do, you'll never get back on Twitch. You're stuck here on Kick getting 1K viewers. You're a failure just like your political movement. You're nothing more than a bitter failure. Thank you.
that's the deal.
But so
People are
that's
trash.
great. But it's also just I don't know. It's been 4 years, and
I wanna-
we reached the point where I think. So here are the challenges. Clearly, we got to fire people. The problem is everyone's essential to a certain degree, and so that means the show's not going to function if we start.
You have 30 essential employees for a show with like 4 cameras and some microphones? What are you doing? Wait, what? I don't understand why they need so many people to run this.
to get rid of people. So then it's just like, do we put the show on hiatus and start reassessing how we define and hire people? And then what do? We wait 3 months of going through the hiring process and burning money so we can be like, who do we find? Who's going to be able to run this properly? And no. Or I just be like, look, I need to make sure that my show runs in the morning so I can live and feed my family and pay my bills.
Why does he keep saying feed his family? My understanding is Tim is single with no children. What is he talking about? Where did this family stuff come from? What is happening?
Waking up and not having a show for my morning show, I'm like, okay, well, who's paying the bills? If it's not going to get done, I don't have people who's going to run even that. It's annoying when we try and do Cast Castle, it fails. Cast Castle 2.0 comedy, it fails. Boonies, it fails. And I'm like, but that's ancillary investment, and that's my failure. I can't make it work. I get it. But when those projects result in me being unable to do the core show, which pays the bills, then it's just like we're going to stop.
Yeah, you got subscriptions. Subscription models are where it's at because then it frees you up to do.
Who makes the product for the subscribers?
That's up to you. Basically, you get to make whatever you want.
Sure. So
whenever you want.
So IRL only exists because we have members. If every single member quit, IRL ceases to exist. Period.
Yeah, memberships is legit, dude. The Discord is so popping. I just did a game jam with a bunch of people from the TimCast Discord.
Yeah,
and others.
it's probably a good time.
We all these developers over 2 weeks developed video games, and then they did this contest. There were like 16 entries, and then they voted. They got down to 5 finalists, and then they had me come in with another guest judge, and we played the games live. And then they're like, we love everything you're doing, and we not they didn't say we worship TimCast, but they're like, dude, they're people that are like subscribing to the company. The games were awesome, by the way. Biggest Dickus Architectus was my favorite. It was one of the winners. It was a really cool game of like physics and stuff. So that was like an untapped market. I'm like, yo, if we hosted like a video game judgment thing where developers were just constantly creating games, passing them in, and then there was like a $1,500 prize that went to the winner. And
you might get like 2,000 people watching, maybe 10. I don't know if that's a big market.
Well, you create the market. This is the point. It's like you set the trend.
Video games, that's not bad.
What's that?
I think for video games, that's not bad.
No, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And like it's like another way to garner fans and give back to the community that's subscribing, and also to make money and to pay people that are up and coming developers. Like that was just like 2 hours for me. It was 2 hours of work.
Tim, would you do IRL instead of the morning show? Like, do you have a preference of
IRL can't sustain itself.
Can't sustain itself, even though
IRL requires the members to exist as a show because we need drivers, we need guest booking, hotel, travel accommodations.
Okay.
Drivers, guest booking, hotel, accommodate. What is he talking about? All of that is everything he just said is just one person for booking, and then have the person call an Uber, or have the guy that does the booking order an Uber. What are we talking about here? He just named all the jobs for one person.
Even though
IRL requires the members to exist as a show because we need drivers, we need guest booking, hotel, travel accommodations.
Okay.
We could also do no gas. We don't need gas.
Yeah, they're worthless.
It's like it's great having them.
He's been saying naughty things.
And we can. We can, but that show me and you and Phil did was so awesome. Like we could just hang out. We don't need to fly people in every day. We could do like guests once a week or twice a week.
Old school?
Back when it was you and Adam, it was just as entertaining.
I mean, that's actually what I was saying is one of the core ideas is to just get rid of everything but the skeleton crew.
Yeah, and then just have guests whenever.
We can tell the guests if you want to come on the show, you drive yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, no more covering your planes, Dave.
This was the first time you did.
What do you mean?
I feel like I Ubered myself to every episode, but I'm trying to think. I drove myself to some, but that's because I like to rent cars. I might have Ubered myself by choice because I just like to drive myself. And I think I had to get a ride back because they lived way out in the middle of nowhere. So he does have drivers, I guess. But like, it's a driver. It's a person who drive a car. Like,
I always would book myself.
Oh, really?
I never wanted to burden anybody with.
Oh, you're such a nice man.
Yeah,
You can get some people first class.
They jumped on it, and can you?
Yeah, let's do skeleton crew.
Well, we'll think about it.
Wait, that's when
why are you flying people first class?
This was the first time you did.
What do you mean?
I always would book myself.
Oh, really?
I never wanted to burden anybody with.
Oh, you're such a nice man.
Yeah,
You can get some people first class.
They jumped on it, and can you?
Yeah, let's do skeleton crew.
Well, we'll think about it.
But that's when you started blowing up too, Tim. Like OG fans, you and Adam, and then young gentleman came around.
Oh, who's that guy? How long has he been here?
We have so many hosts
So
now.
yeah, it was you guys
That's what I'm saying,
get
we
40K
gotta-
likes a night. Remember ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wear my MAGA beanie if you give me 40K likes tonight.
Oh,
But that was also during COVID.
True,
And so
okay,
viewership
true.
on everything for people locked in their homes was
And
massive.
but also
They'd kill you for wearing
They
that.
called it lightning in a bottle. You and Adam, your old school friendship, like kindling into this business. Really, it was like just crazy energy.
You know,
and
look, the show was supposed to be on the street. It was supposed to be out of a vehicle where I would interview regular people and just hang out and do a podcast. I was talking with regular folks.
Yeah.
It changed up a lot.
It can.
It's too burdensome.
We got so many hosts. We got Phil, Libby, Seamus when he feels like it, Hannah Claire, Raymond,
I'm not a
me,
host.
Serge. I'm so glad you're talking again.
I like that
Serge.
Ian's naming names.
Dude, I'm dropping.
It's all of them. It's all their fault.
I'm going back to the Ross Restaurant apparently, my friends.
And like, God, we can have other people come in too. There's so many people that
You're saying positive things.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Like
He's not naming
people that
names.
work at TimCast. Even like Wesley's hilarious. Carter Banks is awesome.
Okay.
Where is what's going on there? And so, I think that's,
I mean, another guy in this field just said he's glad Michael passed away, so he didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I thought that too, and I thought it was absolutely despicable.
I mean, that is
Scraping the bottom.
That is a different beast altogether. That is just somebody who is haunted by embarrassment. I mean, the idea that I can tell you, and I appreciate the phone call. I can tell you that
Thank you.
that dude, if he passed away, not only would Michael not be referencing that person 4 years later, I think it would take maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, honestly, like that is.
Okay, I don't care. All right, PBD, the craziest dude. Chael Sonnen slams Tim Pool for canceled show over staff drama. One business mogul titan giving business advice to another podcasting titan.
Podcast, and he's done a very good job on growing his audience, and he's got a loyal following. Apparently yesterday, you're saying, Rob, yesterday he said he's shutting it down?
Debate.
He said the IRL
a sport or profession for you to find, for you, or a method to find truth, meaning what motivates you to perform and utilize your debate skills? I'm just combative by nature.
Show that he does. So apparently Tim does 2 separate shows.
Can you find a clip that he actually breaks it down?
It's like 40 minutes long.
No, it's not. You should find one that's going to be 20, 30 seconds long.
Rob, tell me what IRL means, by the way. In real life. Oh, in real life. All right.
Do
Like us right now, Joe. Like us right now.
Rob, what do you know about the story? What do you know about what's going on?
Basically, what he was talking about was, and it's something we've talked about, is that he, as the host of the network, cannot also be the CEO of the network. What happened was, I guess they built a separate studio that he hosts the IRL show from. However, he didn't build that studio himself. He built the first studio that they do their daily show out of. Okay. He knows the inner workings of that studio. So if a computer goes down, Tim knows how to go in and fix it. However, he didn't build the second studio, the one that the IRL was shot from. And apparently there was a computer that malfunctioned. He had to switch studios at the last minute. And what he was saying is that, hey, I have people on my staff who are not putting in 100%. They're putting in 90%. And I cannot make this company grow as both the host and as the CEO of the company. There needs to be people that take this vision and run with it just besides me.
Okay, so I think I found a clip. I found a 43-second one and I found a 3-minute one. Rob, if you can see which one it is, as long as there's no music, play one of them so we can see his answer. Go ahead, Rob.
But yeah, I think this might be the end. We are.
Can we do anything with this music or no?
Thing. We make a lot of money. But
what do you think?
By piece, we can find it.
Okay,
they just turn it all off. Yeah, we can do no sound and lip read.
Good. Sounds like an adult
structure
song.
becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes impossible to manage. You know, I never call out anybody personally.
Pick this up. This is an adult song. Go back and play the other one, which isn't, and I think he posted it. I sent you 2 of them. All of a sudden, we're going to hear this adult song and start getting emotional.
I don't want to start crying in front of a freaking fighter.
It happens a lot, but
I only have one clip in my text.
Rob, there's another one that is 40.
Oh, also, just as a quick shout out for the stream, okay? If I have people here that work in politics, okay, I am looking to purchase API access to anybody that does aggregation of the presidential election results. We have one offer, but especially if you work for AP or Reuters, okay, my base duders, we are looking to purchase a license for API access for night of election results. If you are in a position to offer that, or if you know somebody who can, or if you guys do anything like that, shoot me an email, okay? Email me, stephenbonnell@gmail.com, okay? Or DM me on Twitter or whatever the fuck, but yeah. Basically, I guess you basically. I'm looking for somebody who either is connected to AP or Reuters, because I think there's only a few companies who even have access to this data. So if you can, I would love you.
Song and start getting emotional.
I don't want to start crying in front of a freaking fighter.
It happens a lot, but
I only have one clip in my text.
Rob, there's another one that is 43 seconds that he says he's going to be stopping. If you just go on X and just type in, yeah. So is this the one?
Yeah, 43 seconds.
Let's see this one without music.
We had our like, I don't know, 12.
Wow. Really? Am I allowed to mention these prices publicly, or is this NDA? Okay. Jeez. Man, they don't fuck around with the pricing on this. Okay. I don't think I can say it publicly. Sorry. Ask me in 1 year, okay?
Studio failure this morning.
The new one?
Yeah, the new studio failed. And, you know, my attitude with that is kind of just like, yeah, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or secondary studio is operating. We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Yeah. And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is people are sitting on the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of wild, Pat, to put that out there just like that on a podcast and make it public.
It's poor leadership, by the way. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised at Tim Pool. He's done one hell of a job, and I'm sorry to cut you off. That's poor leadership right there.
I agree.
There's nobody here. Well, find somebody. You got the checkbook.
Well, wait, would you apply that to Donald Trump? Just curious.
There's a big difference between being a great podcaster and a smart guy and having a great, voice versus being a businessman. It's very hard to do both. So, I mean, luckily we have literally one of the only guys in the world that is what I would call a triple threat. You can be a CEO, entrepreneur, also a manager, a coach, building a team, but also one of the greatest thinkers and minds and conversationalists. It's very unique. TimCast, Tim Pool, smart guy, opinionated, knows his stuff. I don't know his business acumen. I don't know. I mean, we've spent time with his team. I love Ian. Luke's a good.
Regardless of what I think about, I don't know about the PBD dude. I don't think I've heard Adam say retarded shit about business ever. I don't think I have. And what he just said there is true. It's kind of addressing what I said before. You can't wear all the hats at the same time. And usually people aren't even good at all the things even independently. So yeah, what he's saying is true here.
Good dude. We know his team, Josie. I don't know how it works, but there's a major difference between being a pundit and a great speaker versus being a great businessman.
Was that sincere, though? Was that sincere? Or was he just putting people on notice? It sounds like he's looking to hire a COO. It sounds like somebody can step forward.
Yeah, COO. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You need a chief operating officer. That's just what I need for my company.
That's maybe what he needs to do. Yeah, bring a businessman in, much like Ben Shapiro brought in Jeremy Boring type of thing. It's a unique situation.
But to do it publicly like that, like now if you think those people are 90%, those people right now are down to 60%. Think about it. That means the whole internal group is like, wait, what the hell?
Well, there's inner conversations and external conversations.
That's true. Unless he's just trying to raise money off of people being sad, so he can milk his fans. And he might literally be thinking like, I'm going to cut all these non-profitable ventures anyway because I'm not getting my Russian money anymore, which I think is probably more likely. That's probably what's happening.
Yeah, that's team meeting, not an external conversation.
Go ahead, Tom. I'm going to hear you and then I'm going to give my thoughts.
I think I'm reacting the same way you are. Why don't you go first?
Yeah. So look, we've had you guys see this, but you also see that behind the scenes, right? You've seen both. So we've had people that have left and said bad things about us. I ain't got time for that. What I say to you guys, what's our rule? I have nothing to say. We're moving on. Yep. Okay, we're doing our thing. You come say what you want. We'll react, but at the same time, we're moving on. Guys want to make comments? We'll do our thing. In regards to something like this, something for him to be thinking about. I don't know how many people want to move to West Virginia to work there. I don't know. Maybe you chose the wrong state. Okay, and maybe the pool of talent in West Virginia is not that wide. Maybe you should consider going to Dallas. Maybe you should go to Austin, where Rogan, Musk are at. So when one talent doesn't work out.
That's true. If you want talent to work on site, if they have to be local, they live in the middle of fucking nowhere. The only reason why, because I try to think, do I usually Uber there or do they give me a ride when he said drivers? And the reason why I remember that is because the bumfuck town that they live next to literally doesn't even have Uber at night. Like if you try to Uber from there, there'll be no drivers for like 50 miles. Because I think me and Melina Ubered one time and it was like a 37-minute wait for somebody. Just fun YouTube times. Sorry. Anyways, I think that these guys are, if like Tim Pool lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like if you call an Uber out there, it's like fucking 37 minutes to get a fucking ride. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
God, at least you can. Maybe you should consider going to Miami. Who the hell is wanting to move to West Virginia?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there was a song with name West Virginia, and the song wasn't even supposed to be about West Virginia. It just rhymed better. You know the song that I'm talking about, right? Yeah, it's a great song.
Denver,
right, it's a phenomenal song, and he was trying to talk about Colorado, I believe. And it just West Virginia rhymed better, right? This guy's capable, he's talented, but let me tell you, Tom said the best thing to me 15 years ago, okay? And one of the best lessons, I never understood it until Tom broke it down for me. He says, Pat, do you know the most money I've ever made in my life when I was the CEO founder versus I was number 2, number 4, number 5, number 6 in the company?
The most money I ever made in my entire life. The lower he goes, maybe, because he's not having to work as much. Is he measuring it per hour? I don't know.
I've always made more money as a number 2 than a number 1.
Oh, okay, or that, okay.
Tom is one of the smartest guys in the world. My opinion, one of the smartest guys I know in my life. Brilliant, can go any topic, any range, anywhere. He can be a lawyer one minute, he can be a CFO another minute, he can be a talent another minute, he can be a pollster another minute. The most ridiculous brain to have. I don't understand that part, right? But he understands he's not a founder. He's not a CEO. If you want to scale a business, he's going to make more money on the other way around. Tim may be needing to look at where to go. Maybe, I hope he hasn't ruined a lot of relationships where people would be willing to entertain him to go in different companies because he is capable. And if you don't do that, you can find places to go. And the last thing I will say about this is the following. Marriage is hard, okay? It's hard, very hard. A lot of them don't work out. If it doesn't work out, it typically takes 2 to tangle, right? It's not one person that screwed it up. Everybody wants to always blame the man first. And then 6 months later, like, oh, okay, so it's her. And you're like, no, it's probably both of you guys. Cool. Listen, none of my business. Listen, bro, all good. Whatever you need, I'm here. Man, I wish you guys the best. Let me know how I can help as a brother, as a friend. Cool. It's not pretty. Kids pay price. All that stuff happens. Running a business is hard. Being a talent is hard. Don't forget what happened a month ago. The accusations about Russia. The accusations about $100,000 per episode and all this other stuff. So almost
400,000.
this pressure could also be hitting you at the same time that you almost need something to say, let me effing take a break from all of this BS. You have to understand the line.
That is, oh fuck, I hate this fucking guy for a variety of reasons. Maybe he does understand this. What he's saying is true. Talent is hard because you can never phone in your job. It's one of the biggest challenges of being talent is you can't like have a shitty day at work and show up, because if you do, it's gonna be reflective in your performance, and then it's going to get even worse, and it spirals. It's like a death spiral. It's very, very hard when you're on-screen talent and you have to try to like do a performance and you're fucking miserable. It's really, really, really rough.
You almost need something to say, let me effing take a break from all of this BS. You have to understand the limelight isn't for everybody. I'm talking to Kevin McCarthy. He was here on the podcast, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, right? And we had a very interesting conversation with him. I thought it was going to be an hour podcast, ended up being 2.5 hours. I couldn't believe some of the stuff I learned about the guy. And we're talking about different candidates. We're walking and said, I'm not going to give the names. And he says, that person that you think is going to run for office in 2028, I don't think it's going to happen. I said, tell me why. He says, because he's not battle tested. I said, tell me what you mean by battle tested. He says, you think that person can handle them talking about the personal life and all the shit that he's done in the past? You don't know that. Most of these people hide from that kind of stuff. They can't handle that kind of stuff. This is very, very hard. He said, Trump is battle tested. These guys are battle tested. Most of these guys are not battle tested. This is not an easy game. So for me, seeing him go through this, if there's any feedback I can.
Trump was not battle tested, by the way. I legitimately think that's one of the reasons why Trump is so mindfuck brain broken, because he is not battle tested, and he really did have a hard time dealing with attacks from other people. The Clintons were definitely battle tested. I'm trying to think of who else. Trump definitely. Biden's weren't as much. I think Biden had trouble dealing with, although the political campaign was still better. I'm thinking of 2020 and before. Yeah. But him saying Trump was battle tested, that's kind of silly, I think.
Can't give him. Tim, you're actually talent. You're actually good at what you do. You're actually good at talking shit. You're actually good on Twitter. You actually got a lot of this stuff that you're capable of doing something long term. Maybe your ego's bigger than you think, and maybe you got your ass handed to you a little bit this last 12 months. And maybe you need to, sit back and say, who do I want to be in life? Maybe go read this book called Your Next 5 Moves and question. I'm being serious with you. The move number one is, who do you want to be and what kind of a life do you want to build? Most people screw up life because they think they're Trump. They think they're Rogan. They think they're Ted Turner. They think they're Steve Jobs. They think they're Elon Musk. And most of the time, you're not. You're Tim Pool. If you can find what the best positioning for Tim Pool is, you need to stay in this game because you're actually very capable. And the market benefits from you being here. And by the way, sometimes you think everybody spends the entire day thinking about you screwing up and all this stuff. People have a life that moved on. No one gives a shit. Maybe they'll talk shit about you for a week. Maybe it lasts a month. They're moving on. People have a life that moved here. And Tim Pool is, you need to stay in this game because you're actually very capable. And the market benefits from you being here. And by the way, sometimes you think everybody spends the entire day thinking about you screwing up and all this stuff. People have a life that moved on. No one gives a shit. Maybe they'll talk shit about you for a week. Maybe it lasts a month. They're moving on. And the ones that cling on this stuff and they always say the same shit, who cares? Let them be around. They're entertained. They don't have much more to do than to do that. But
I don't know if I'd agree about that. Certain content creators definitely have haters that hang on for a long time. Tim Pool is probably one of those. But
and they're like, skateboarding is.
Do you know how ridiculous of a lie you have to tell for Trump to break character? Limeo. Imagine uploading a video to fucking Imager.
My issue was more the energy. I've been paying $2,100 since I first opened up. In the last 7 months, it shot up to $15,000. What? My issue was more.
He gave him the what? He gave him the W-A-T IRL. He gave him the IRL what?
Who you voting for? Trump. Come on, bro. Harris does backwards, bro. What? Harris.
Man, we not voting for that, man. We voted for Trump, man.
Why?
Man, we not with none of that, man. Chuck be looking out for the black community, man. We ain't doing nothing, man.
I respect. You all good, my boy.
All right, man.
Yeah. And who you voting for, Trump or Kamala?
Man, Trump. We ain't that Indian ass, man.
Who, Kamala?
Yeah, we ain't.
Why you don't with her?
Cause she with them immigrants. I'm black. Them Venezuelans taking all our bread. They out here creating gangs. They had gang banging, breaking in bandit cribs, all type of good shit. We ain't with it.
So you don't like an open border?
Nope. We need that border.
Hey, what are your thoughts on when Trump got shot?
Man, hey, don't try to take my boy out. Make America great again.
Hell yeah.
Make America great again.
Hey, Trump or Kamala?
Shit, Trump, be honest.
Damn, so why Trump though?
Why Trump? Because, shit, we used to get paid and shit like he used to keep immigrants out, so, you know, we was able for us to get jobs.
True.
It's hard for us to get jobs now, shit, because immigrants taking over.
So you're not with the Venezuelans?
I ain't fucking with them. I ain't gonna lie, they taking our jobs and some more shit. They do it better than us, though,
Waiting
but
for the
they
next
taking
guy. Trump or Kamala? Trump, man. I'd be seeing those Ukrainians. They dying for no reason, dude. We got to get out of Crimea. Get me out of here. Please get me the fuck out of here.
GG'er.
Whoa!
Hassan blaming ADL for political silence of Arabs that affects this election. People are genuinely terrified of Hassan. This needs to be said more. Like, streamers and Twitch communities outside of Hassan's are actually scared of saying anything critical
That's
of
strange. Usually Hassan only reviews my subreddit when he's off stream.
Political opposition. I think that many people are subconsciously aware of it and just don't know how to address it. Yeah, dude, definitely. It's definitely not projection coming from this fucking rabid community.
Now show us your Discord, Hassan. Oh, wait.
Brogan is a piece of shit, but
oh, wait.
you've
You've wiped it. You've wiped it multiple times over the past few days. Why? Somebody should ask that. Why did you wipe your Discord
Philly D is
multiple
covering
times?
it.
All right, so we're learning 10K and more viewers. Hassan will reference me constantly. At 15 or 20K, he starts reading the subreddit. Do you think if I get to like 30K concurrents, he'll like show up at my apartment? Or
you are scary, dude. Dog. Unlike these fucking fans, unlike these rabid, cultish fans, okay, who are demonstrating exactly why, oh, here, this is it. This is where it came from originally. 7 hours ago, Sam Cedar's YouTube mods having a normal one. I'm sure that this originated here, and then someone else from that community compiled all of this, screenshots, and then turned around and posted it on the H3H3 subreddit, and then Ethan saw it, and then he posted it on his Instagram page. Now, the thing is, there you go.
if I make a pin post on my subreddit right now, do you think you'd see it?
Wiped your own Discord? Kind of weird.
Show up?
Why did you wipe your Discord? Wait, wipe my Discord? What the fuck are you talking about? First of all, if you think I take any action on my
I don't do anything with my Discord.
Delusional. I don't even know how to fucking ban people on there.
Oh,
that's number one. I can only manually ban people.
Oh, okay.
Number two. Okay. And I need people to understand this. I actually know the content creators that they're speaking of. Personally, I talk to them on a regular basis.
We know.
If you think that there isn't an overarching fear of not just like Destiny's community, but like a lot of other communities that most streamers deliberately don't touch because they know how fucking psychopathic they are in terms of doxing and mass harassments.
Doxing? Now we're getting that? Okay, dude. How do I pin posts? What the fuck?
Okay, this kind of toxic shit everybody sees. The reason why they ignore it is because they don't want the fucking vitriol. They don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
You think they don't see the way that these guys have been coming after me for the past fucking 5 years at this point? They see it. Everyone sees it. Everyone recognizes it. I mean, yeah, Ludwig experienced it firsthand. The discussion channel was literally nuked because there were people openly screen recording every single post and harassing people on Twitter. This is what happened on Discord.
Wait,
okay,
why would it matter if people were screen recording it?
know.
Wait, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with people screen recording what's happening in Discord? What's the problem? Hello?
I did not know that. But now I know.
Oh. Okay.
He does gambling streams with the Nelk Boys and can't get that Reddit banned? Yeah, good luck, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Sure. You think they're gonna you think Reddit You think Reddit is going to ban a community for being like rabid pro-Israel supporters that are fucking mass targeting? What are they going to do? Ban fucking world news next? What are you, crazy?
Wait, is this real? Were these the messages in his Discord? We need to murder the people in charge of Twitch bans, I fear. Is there a way to confirm this? It's hard, I guess, if they've wiped it.
Was the thing that Ludwig experienced you shitting up his DMs about a joke at your expense? Dude, this is what I mean. You're like 4-month subscriber. 4-month fucking subscriber. Like, literally thinks he
Learning
knows
about Yahya Sinwar. Dude was a real
direct
fucking
and personal
badass.
relationship that I have with another content creator better than me because his fucking intellectual icon, Divorcelli himself, 2-time divorce champion, said that wasn't the case. Like, you would rather imagine an alternative reality that your fucking dude in the cuck chair fantasized than to actually go to the direct people in.
Fuck, if somebody can find the VOD, bro, I'm pretty sure we were on a Trainwreck's show when you were talking about how much it bothered you that you were dating a porn star who would go out and fuck men on camera, and you were like crying about it at home. Like, when he was dating Janice, whatever the fuck. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a Trainwreck's episode we were on where he was complaining about that. He was crying about it because it bothered him so much.
Scenes between two people who are friends with one another.
Oh, Janice Griffith.
Whose girlfriend, your favorite content creator, literally fantasized about jerking off to AI porn of, by the way. Okay? And said he wishes he would have done it more or some shit. I don't remember the exact details.
Bro, there is no... yeah, never mind. Fuck. There's a fuck. There's a good joke. But I'm not going to make it. I don't have any issues with Cutie right now. Fuck it. I don't like that whole group of people, but I don't think it's worth... That's not fair.
Tell him to fucking take anything down. But you know better than me and Ludwig. Now, why else would people... Whose community would people be more grossed out by, you think? Mine or the community that does shit like this? After subscribing for fucking 4 months, too. What have you done for politics in the last 8 years? I think they liked you before you revealed your power level. Does get better mean get sent to the gulags? I thought you weren't mad, though. Can you show us your Discord?
The 4-month DGG
2014
sleeper.
account. Was in here in 2019. Subscribe for 4 months. Like, waiting like a sleeper cell in the chat for an opportune moment to just activate with the mere mention of your favorite content creator. This is not normal behavior. When I say get better, I mean get a hobby that isn't doing this. Okay? This is what I mean.
Damn.
Hassan, sorry you were wrong on this one poster. That majority report mod screenshot on E sub doesn't seem to have any direct link to D. I think the majority of the stuff is straight from there, but that screenshot seemingly has no provable direct connection. I can find best to clarify in case they use it against you. I don't give a shit.
True.
They can use it against me all they want.
Tell a lie? Yeah, fuck Destiny, right? And then I think that was a lie. I don't give a shit. True.
Was,
based.
in the
Actual based God.
Hours ago.
Actual based. Actually so fucking
Ethan's
based.
own fans personally
So
probably
based.
also found that same thing and originated it himself. It's still weird behavior regardless for him to do that. Also, notice how the viewership immediately started jumping. What have you done for politics in the last 8 years is pretty crazy to fucking ask.
Yeah, bro.
I can give you a direct answer, okay?
Fundraisers, hello. Remember when I made you guys donate?
Multiple millions of dollars for victims of natural disasters all around the fucking world.
Talk to
including
journalists on the
putting my
ground.
own
Do
money
the
to
journalists,
tune of
and I can't
hundreds of
free watch
thousands of
because it's
dollars
live.
to all of these
Do
things. Fundraised $170,000
journalists on the
directly for the
ground.
Amazon Labor Union.
Come on.
Get still routinely
gay
continue
voices.
donating to
Come on.
multiple
Do the
causes
journalist
that I
one.
speak on, specifically, anti-trans issues.
Come on, you can do it.
Abortion-related things, directly funding charities.
Come on.
That seek to provide legal counsel for people that are
come on, we got the you do the donations,
whether it be for pro-Palestinian causes, whether it be for
get the journalists out here, talk to journalists and activists, give them a voice.
Related issues.
Please, come on, please.
Beyond that, this community
just give me number 2.
Spawned multiple local officials that have openly communicated that they went into local office after being primed into taking political action from this community. Multiple cases of unionization, including but not limited to the Starbucks union that just recently reached out as well. They're in a contract negotiation currently.
We're edging so hard on this, please.
The first ever Chipotle unionization
gave a voice
efforts in Lansing, Michigan.
To activists and to activists and journalists. Please.
You could watch.
Come on.
You could watch my coverage from the campus protests at UCLA to see what kind of motivation protest leaders had in terms of being a part of this community. I have multiple politicians on here. Time and time again. Multiple academics, multiple scholars.
Activists and journalists? Come on, I get that. Come on, right? We're close. That's it. Come on, that's it.
Your community might not consider this to be at least
I feel like that counts.
Enough, but the DNC disagrees with you at least. The DNC disagrees with you so much so that they invited me to participate in the DNC.
Wow. Didn't you get kicked out of that one?
You know?
Oh, I did get invited to that
Complaining
DNC event.
over our reaction.
I didn't want to fucking go. Fuck that shit.
Does your advocacy for issues include that losing that one trans debate on stream? That's actually a pretty funny fucking take on that, because once again, you are not a serious person.
Got him.
Are literally pointing to.
Got him.
You are literally pointing to. First of all, a debate that I did not fucking lose. You think I lost it. You're just repeating destiny.
Oh, he's talking to the one about the gay trans kid. No, not gay trans kid. Gay black kid. Christian Walker? Was that the name? He was a politician's son, right?
This is it. This is the reason. You're bringing up shit that is false, but also like 3 years old at this point. Not only is it wrong, it was wrong 3 years ago, and it's still wrong now,
right.
But it's also 3 years old. Like the person that you're talking about.
Okay. I love you guys. I gotta go eat dinner because I'm going out of town soon. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow, but we'll be doing something. Oh, we have Wes on tomorrow. Oh, boy. Is there anybody streaming on YouTube I can host right now or no? Do you remember Hassan's meltdown over the Mia Malkova date? Oh, yeah, bro. Because he couldn't take a joke.
Take us on to your progression from start to finish in the date.
I kind of knew already that he was a little bit, he was serious, but he also had a good sense of humor too, so I saw a lot of that. He was very stressed out at first. I think, I'll be honest, I find it funny and kind of endearing when he's stressed out.
Yeah.
So somehow that worked in his favor. Like, he was genuinely upset, and I was like, oh, how cute.
Is there anything that you didn't like about him throughout the date? Like, is there any red flags that you saw during the date?
No, he hasn't done anything. He's a pretty normal guy, I'd say.
So there's nothing, like, you've been on many dates before, so there was nothing that, like, stood out as being something that was just like, uh-oh.
No, not at all. No, he's very cool.
Awesome.
Okay, it's a good video. S-Fan is live on YouTube. Do I try? I don't know if I haven't talked to S-Fan in a while. Fuck. I don't have time to look for anybody. All right, I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Be careful. Don't die, okay? We'll watch the video tomorrow, Dan, okay? We're going to watch it. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. It's going to be such a great video. I love you guys.